So today we will learn about mathematical functions in Excel, and before we start that, let's first understand what is the difference between formula and functions. So formula is something that we have already seen in the previous sessions, in which you just give equal to symbol and then you write whatever formula you want, let's say addition of two cells or anything for that matter. Okay, now what functions are? Functions are predefined formulas in Excel that you can reuse, right? So you don't have to define these formula, like whatever is the addition, whatever is the multiplication, they are predefined formulas that you can directly reuse, right? So we're gonna see how we're gonna use these predefined formula or functions in Excel in this session. Okay, so let's get started. So the first function that we are going to see is the sum function, which returns the sum of the cells or a range of cells that we select. Okay, so let's see how we gonna use it. So here we have a data of 4 students, of marks of these 4 students in computer, geography and English. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the total of each. So that's what the sum function is going to do. So let's try to do the same with the formula that we have learned as of now. So we'll put an equal to sign and select the first cell, click on the plus button in keyboard, select the second cell, and then just click on the third cell after plus button and just click anywhere, it will give the sum. Okay, so this is what we have done till now. Now let's do the same using sum function instead of formula. So what we'll do is we'll erase this first, give equal to, and just type SUM. So as I pressed S, I see a lot of suggestions already. So either I can choose one or I can keep typing to get the exact function that I need. Okay, and when you hover over something, it also gives a description of what it does. So you can see this particular function has a description. Every function has a description that you see. Okay, so let's write sum, and we see a description of sum as well, right? After this, what we'll do is we'll give a which press tab, and this will give you suggestion what to do next. So when you press tab, it says that you have to enter numbers in this format: number 1 comma number 2 and so on. Okay, so what I can do is I can either select the first cell, give a comma, and then select the second cell, give another comma, and then select the third cell. Okay, and this will calculate the sum. If I click anywhere else, it will calculate the sum. Or what I can do is, instead of clicking one by one, I can select in a range. So how to do that is something we'll see. We'll give the equal to symbol again, and we'll press sum. We'll type sum, and then we'll select the first cell, and then I'll drag the mouse cursor with the next rows I want to select. So it will select all this range wherever I dragged. Okay, so this will also give me the sum. So this is very helpful when we have a huge range. Let's say I have hundreds of data, hundreds of columns or hundreds of rows, right? Then I can directly select instead of giving comma one by one. Okay, so that is not feasible to give comma and enter each time. So you can just select one and drag the mouse to select every data that you want in your aggregation function. Let's say sum. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's select this and drag, and we'll have the sum calculated for all the rows of this. Okay, so that's what we have in sum function. Let's try to learn a different function now. So let's look at the next function, which is min. So what min does is it returns the smallest values in a range of values, and it ignores logical values or text or strings. So this is the syntax. You type min and give the values by separating them with commas. So let's calculate the minimum marks of each student in all the subjects. Okay, so just give equal to and type min, hit tab, and you will get a suggestion. Okay, so here what we can do is we can either select cells one by one, or we can select the range as this. Okay, so this gives the minimum value. Okay, I can also drag the same to all the other columns, and it just copies the formula there as well. Okay, so that's all about the min function. Let's now look at another function that we have, that is the max function. Now let's see the max function. So max function is similar to min. Instead of giving the least value, it gives the largest value in the range of values. Okay, so everything else is similar here. So let's try to do this. I'll create another row called max, and I'll calculate the max for each column. So I'll give equal to type max and press tab, and then I get the suggestion. What I can do is I can select one by one and give in comma separated values, or I can select in a range as this. Okay, so once I select in a range, I'll get the max, and now I'll just replicate the formula for the other columns. So that's all we can do in max function. Okay, now let's look at the average function. So this returns the average value of the number selected in a range, and it ignores any logical values or blank cells. Okay, so we have already seen average using formula. Now let's try to use using function. So what we'll do is we'll again just go to a cell, give equal to symbol, and just then type average. Okay, so now what I can do is I can select the cells, separate that by commas one by one, or I can just drag. So I get everything selected and I see the average of the entire subjects of J is calculated, and we can drag the same to calculate the average for all other students, right? So this is how we calculate the average. Okay, so you can see for the second cell as well, the average is based on the individual values of that particular student. Okay, so now once we have average, we might also want to calculate the rank of a student. So let's see how we can do that. So now let's see how to use the rank function. I'll just give equal to and type rank. Okay, I'll get a list of suggestions. I'll just click on the first one, rank.average. You can read the description as well. It returns the rank of a number in a list of numbers. Its size is relative to other values in the list. Okay, so this is how rank also works in natural life, right? So let's move on. Let's press the tab button, and I'll just select first on which basis I want to calculate the rank. So let's say average. Okay, then I have to select the range of values upon which I need to create the rank. So let's say 4 students in class, I want to find the rank between all these 4. Okay, so I selected these 4 things. Then the next thing I have to select whether it should be ascending and descending. So what I mean is, like in a class, the student who has most marks is rank 1, right? So it is descending order, means most marks means rank 1, least marks means rank last. Okay, so once I do that, I get the rank of this particular student Jaya as 3. Okay, now what I can do is I can repeat the same for Maya as well, but I see the rank is 3.5, which is not correct. So what went wrong here? So if I look at the formula, so here you see the range is from E211 to the next cell, which is not correct. The range should start from Jaya. So this is the same problem we had earlier. We are selecting a range, so we should add a dollar here, means this range should be constant from Jaya to Sam. Okay, so once I fix that and I added a dollar here, I can see the correct value of rank for the other student. Okay, and let's drag for everything, and we see all the ranks are correctly given, right? So this is all we had for this video. Let's meet on the next one. Thank you.